Order the Wednesday, September 3rd regular meeting of the Chicopee School Committee. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In compliance with open meeting law, we are right now recording and live broadcasting this meeting. Is anyone in the audience doing so? All right, seeing none. Do we have any members of the school committee that are joining us remotely?
Yes. Mr. Gerard. He's up in the top.
Doug Gerard, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, so all our votes will be roll call votes. We have one member. Thanks for joining us, Doug. And at this time, I would like to take a moment of silence, and we'll observe that for all those who serve in the military and for all those who protect us. Thank you. Sarah, could I have a roll call for board attendance, please?
Mayor View.
Here.
Ms. Russo. Here. Mr. Barcelo.
Present.
Mr. Doubt.
Here.
Mrs. Perrette.
Present.
Mrs. Schofield. Here. Mr. Brooks. Mr. Lamoth.
Here.
Mr. Gerard.
Here.
Mr. Bernard.
Here.
Mrs. Lopes.
Present.
Dr. McCarthy.
Present.
11 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. Public announcements by committee members. I'll start to my left with the vice chair, Don Lamont.
Could I ask for a moment of silence for Jan Lesson, who passed? He worked for the school department for 47 years, and he did a lot of the AV work in his last 10 years or so. Like a moment of silence for him, please.
So we're asked, the request is for a moment of silence for Jan Lessing.
Yes.
May he rest in peace. Thank you.
And I'd like to welcome back all the students, teachers, and the rest of the faculty, maintenance, so forth and so on, and hope the school year goes smooth for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Mark McCarthy
Nothing tonight. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
and Susan Sotelo-Lopes
I think I'm all set. Thank you, Mayor.
and Grace Schofield.
I'd also like to welcome everyone back, and a thank you to all of my colleagues, committee members who have turned in their superintendent evaluation forms, and a friendly reminder for those of you who haven't had a chance yet, if you could please get those to me or Sarah as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. And Doug Gerard, who's joining us remotely.
Thank you, Mayor. I also would like to echo the comments from Mr. Lamoth regarding Mr. Lesson, Jan Lesson. He was, I knew him pretty well, and he was a great guy. He did so much for the school department, the schools, for the kids, and he will be missed. So rest in peace.
Thank you. And Sandra Perret.
Just again like to wish everyone a welcome back to school and hope this is a wonderful school year for everyone. And I would just like to congratulate a Chicopee Comprehensive High School student, Adriel Gonzalez, who was present at the City Council meeting yesterday and stood up to give public input. He did a wonderful job addressing the group. And it's often can be a little bit unnerving to speak in front of the public and the public in present and the public on television, so he did a great job and should be commended on that.
Thank you. And Deanna Russo.
I'm all set. Thank you.
And Jay Dowd.
Yes, Mayor. Much like my colleagues, I just want to welcome back all staff, students to our schools. It's an exciting school year. On a side note, my son started preschool over at Chicopee High, and just seeing the energy, not just in that classroom, but in the building. And the friendly faces to start the school year is very promising for a great school year. So welcome to all of our staff and students, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. And Ron Bernard.
All set. Thank you, Mayor.
And David Barcelo.
I'm all set, Mayor. Thank you.
So I'm just going to take a moment, too, to recognize the City Council last night who passed the mayor's order to install dugouts at what I was told today by Coach Dan Delchino's Field. I was calling it Rivers Park, but he said, no, Mayor. It's Delchino's Field, so he's very excited to hear that we're finally going to have some dugouts built at Rivers Park at Coach Dan Delchino's Field, and exciting news, and just wanted to thank the Parks Department, the park commissioners, the collaboration with my office and the City Council for moving forward with improving that field to ensure that all teams are treated fairly and equally, having similar fields and having the opportunity to have dugouts. So exciting news. And I'll turn it over to our superintendent for announcement.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to echo the sentiments of the school committee and those who are watching from home. We had a really good start to the school year. Last week for the first couple of days of school, and then we returned after the holiday. Pre-K and K started, and again, if you haven't seen the little ones in action, the little ones can just bring you so much joy as much as the older ones. So I'm just happy to admit that we had a really good opening to our school year, especially after our convocation exercises last week. I'd like to give respect to another student who is an alum now of Chicopee Comp, Jariel Irizarry, who was on our panel. And as a former student, if you didn't watch it, his answers were just impressive. He spoke from his soul, and I think our staff as well as our administrators heard all of his feedback. So I just wanted to give him a special thank you from our youth who are our future, and he's a Chicopee student.
Thank you. And I'll just take a quick moment and welcome everyone back. I'm excited about the school year and looking forward to the progress we're making in our district and molding those young minds and building our future leaders. So we'll move on to public input. Speakers should properly identify themselves by providing their name and address. There will be a limit of 30 minutes or 3 minutes for individual speakers. Topics for discussion should be limited to those within the scope of the school committee. Comments and complaints regarding school personnel apart from the superintendent or students are generally prohibited unless those comments and complaints concern matters within the scope of the school committee authority. We have one person signed up for public input. I have Catherine Myslinski. Catherine, welcome. You could go to either mic.
My name is Catherine Myslinski, 24 Landing Drive, Chicopee. I am here to speak today to express my deep concern and growing frustration over the continued failure of your district to protect students from bullying and sexual harassment. These are not isolated or recent developments. I've been forced to file 2 formal complaints with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education within the past 2 years. Both resulted in findings of violations relating to bullying and/or Title IX policies. In the first complaint, PRS 10700, Title IX violations were admitted to by your own administration, and I agreed to the local resolution. These Title IX violations occurred in an elementary building. The most recent complaint, PRS 13484, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education found violations of both the bullying policy and the Title IX policies by your staff on multiple occasions. Despite these findings, the underlying problems have not been addressed. I have 2 daughters in 2 different buildings in this district who have experienced sexual harassment, sexual assault, one repeatedly. These are clear violations of the rights under Title IX. One of my daughters was physically assaulted and then punished by your definition of self-defense, while also enduring frequent bullying. These events often happened in the presence of your school staff and administration who have a legal obligation to report these incidents. There were no reports. This reflects a systematic failure within your school to uphold even the most basic standard of student safety and legal compliance. This is unacceptable to force children to navigate this environment. It's even more devastating and frustrating as a parent to watch the institutions charged with protecting my children turn a blind eye. Because of this, I've had to make the not so difficult decision to remove my children from your schools. I refuse to subject my daughters to further harm in an environment where their well-being and rights are not protected. This isn't just about my children. It's about every student who deserves a safe, respectful, lawful place to learn. As a mother in this community, I've discussed these issues with other parents who have children in Chicopee schools. Most of their feelings are stress and anxiety sending their young children into your buildings. I hope the board will take immediate and meaningful action before more students are harmed. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes public input. Visitors.
Grace Academy, our visitor is Principal Roman Veracruz. You can come up to the podium.
It's the first time ever doing something like this, but I wanted to first of all thank the mayor. Thank you, Sarah and Becky, for working with us so last minute. So I want to give a little backdrop as to what's been going on. Just a few weeks ago, we had a school, a small Christian school, shut down in Holyoke, and a lot of their students left me a lot of voicemails. And on the day that I was off, we were ready to get started for the school year, and I returned all those calls, said, listen, we'll get back to you on Monday, we'll see what we can do. And one of the biggest issues right away, we knew up front, we're Grace Academy in Springfield. We've been on Bowles Park for 13 years as a school, and unfortunately we weren't able to house all of them. Space-wise, we were limited. So we knew we'd have to find another space to be able to rent for the upper grades, grades 7 through 12. And so what we ended up doing is we asked different churches locally. We were hoping to find one in Springfield. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it back to us in time. And so what we did is we found Pastor Justin and First Central Bible Church. They were willing to rent us the space. There's plenty of occupancy space for them. It's actually the place that the locals go to vote in Chicopee. And so one of the things we did is I rushed last week, and I was frantic because I knew that we have to get moving on this as quick as possible. I've been working on this for 2 weeks, literally canceled vacation with my family, some things we were hoping to do, because we really wanted to help these families that were now desperate with 2 weeks left to be able to begin the school year. And so what we ended up doing is saying, listen, if we can get this locked in, we'll be able to help you out, but we need to be able to see if we have options on the table. So what we did is we were able to work something out with First Central, and what we need is your approval as a school committee. This is essentially going to be a satellite location. We're not starting a whole new school. Our records are going to be kept in Springfield at that location. Everything is going to still abide by what the Springfield committee approved us for originally. So that really is the main thing that I want to just share with you all, and I want to thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to be able to come right in as quickly as we could to meet with you all.
Questions? Don Lamothe.
Yes, we had a school try to come in once before, and what ended up happening is they hadn't been through the fire department and the Board of Health to make sure that the space is able to function as a school. Have you done that?
Yes.
So
yeah.
you have
we have
okay
plenty of space for that. And Pastor Justin can answer any other additional questions.
You have space, but has
Yep.
it been okayed for having that many kids in the building with the proper bathrooms, fire extinguishers, the whole bit?
Pastor Justin, would you like to come up?
Yeah, so I'm the lead pastor at First
Want to pull
Central.
the mic down a little? Thank you.
I'm the lead pastor at First Central, just down the street here in Chicopee. So yeah, our facility is very well maintained, inspected. I met with the building inspectors today to confirm our occupancy, which is over 200, under 300, somewhere in that range. Pastor Roman is having 25. That's how many students and teachers they're bringing this year. So as far as occupancy goes, we have more than enough. We have bathrooms, and I have all of our inspections for fire, sprinklers, all of the things that we get inspected annually.
Thank you.
If you'd like to see those, I have copies for you.
Any other questions or Jay Doubt?
So we're talking about 25 students, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Do the students get dropped off by parents, or are they bused to school?
They get dropped off by parents.
Dropped off by parents?
Yeah, so I can even give you the pickup and if you want as well.
I was just curious about traffic concerns. That area is a pretty tight area or whatever, and was just curious what traffic implications it could have. Quite frankly, I was more concerned with buses. I think I'm almost happier to hear that it's parent drop-off or whatever? Is
That's
that
all it is. That's exclusively only parents.
Okay, so
Yep.
you guys do
We have
not,
no
you
buses.
don't operate with buses?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Susan?
Yes, we did get a letter from our attorney, Rebecca Bouchard, and also our Assistant Superintendent of Instruction and Accountability, Jennifer Belleville, just today, or yesterday, I think it was. It does say that Grace Academy has provided us with the information necessary to determine whether to grant such approval. You've provided us with your curriculum. They've reviewed your handbook and your school calendar. Looks like everything's in place.
Thank you.
Sounds like you scrambled and got everything together in a very short period of time. Maybe you're due a double vacation next summer.
You're done with your questions?
No, not yet. Dr. Mark McCarthy.
So I just wanted to confirm this is temporary for the year and you're looking for a new space, or is this?
We're going to hopefully lock this in for 2 years for now, and then hopefully renew if we need that additionally. We've been wanting to get a new building, but unfortunately we don't have the funding for that just yet. So.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Jay Doubt for a second time.
So on that, if the board were to approve this facility this evening, 2 years from now, does the existing building have enough space to incorporate these students into that space?
Absolutely.
I know I read in the email that there's intention of growth too, so I guess what are your numbers currently at your current location, and how close to capacity, just to understand the ability to absorb those 25 students?
Absolutely,
is why I'm asking.
So with the spacing that we have with First Central, we'd be able to expand over 100 students, and we don't anticipate that in the next couple of years because we're running at 97 total right now, from pre-K through 12th. We would have to essentially double to even hit that $100 person count for the upper grades. And right now we have 25 currently. With students coming up from, just to give you clarification, students coming up from 6th grade, we would essentially have 4 right now that would move over right to that new building next year. And we have a graduating class of 2 this year.
So am I understanding it right? Your current enrollment is 97 students, and the attempt here is to kind of absorb from this school who closed down those 25 students. What is your current, through the Department of Education, what is your current cap at how many students you guys are allowed to have at your current facility? Is there
at our current facility, essentially the limit was about that 97. What happened was we have about 100 that we technically have. The problem for us really became why we need to look for a new building is essentially we didn't know exactly how many students we would be observing from the other school. And that was the consideration. We absorbed 10 students from that other school. And we couldn't give them a firm yes until we knew we could possibly have another location that would be safe for them to do it, and then also transition so that we could continue growing and stay within the realm.
I guess I'm just asking because when I'm, thinking down the road, 2 years down the road or whatever, and hopefully, this is something that we can make work tonight in a partnership that works over the next couple years. But part of my consideration this evening is understanding 2 years from now, if we're in a situation where we, for whatever reason, are saying we're not able to continue with this agreement as a school committee to expand it past that 2 years, what would seemingly happen with those 25 students at that point if there's not the room for them in your current program?
We would obviously have to find another location. We would definitely let you know. I would in no way bypass whatever decisions made here. I would do my best to keep open communication, as we did when we came by to visit with the mayor the other week. If anything, my goal is always to be transparent about what we're doing, because we want to make sure that we don't have anything happen for what we've invested 13 years of our lives into, as a school. So we do our best to make sure we're following the guidelines laid out by Massachusetts as well as the local committees here.
No, absolutely, I understand that.
And I understand your concern.
Yeah,
My point is if 2 years passes and we see that there's no way we can house them, we will let you know if that is going on. I will absolutely even write a letter to give you clarification on that if that should happen.
Thank you. Jay, do you have any more questions?
I suppose I'm all set. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions? Don, second time.
I'd like to make a motion Take 25-9-9 out of order.
So I have a motion to take 25-9-9, which is the approval of the private school Grace Academy, out of order. Any discussion or comment? Seeing none, we're going to take a roll call, and this is to take it out of order.
Mrs. Perrette,
Yes.
Mrs. Schofield,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoth,
Yes.
Mr. Gerard,
Yes.
Mr. Bernard,
Yes.
Mrs. Lopes,
Yes.
Dr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mayor View,
Yes.
Ms. Russo? Yes. Mr. Barcelo?
Yes.
Mr. Doubt?
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion carries. 25-9-9.
Thank you all.
We just did approve.
Yeah, so what we did was we're taking it out of order. That was the last thing on our agenda before we go into
Now we gotta
executive
vote on it.
session. So now we're going to talk, we're going to actually pull that one and do it now. So 25-9-9.
Approval of private school Grace Academy.
Could I get a motion, Don?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve the approval of a private school, Grace Academy, here in Chicopee, as outlined and just explained to us during our visitor session. Any questions or comments? Dr. McCarthy.
Just want to share for the viewing public that didn't get the packets that the district administration is supporting this, right?
That is correct. I'm being asked my recommendation, 100% yes.
Thank you.
Susan.
Thank you to all these good people who are educating our youth.
Thank you, and we wish you all the success. Any other comments? We'll take a roll call, please. So we have a motion to approve.
Mrs. Perrette,
Yes.
Mrs. Schofield,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoth,
Yes.
Mr. Gerard,
Yes.
Mr. Bernard,
Yes.
Mrs. Lopes,
Yes.
Dr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mayor View,
Yes.
Ms. Russo? Yes. Mr. Barcelo?
Yes.
Mr. Doubt?
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Good luck to you. Approval of minutes, 25-9-1.
Move that the minutes of the regular meeting of the school committee held on August 20th, 2025 be approved.
Dr. McCarthy, could I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes. Any comments or discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call.
Mrs. Perrette,
Yes.
Mrs. Schofield,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoth,
Yes.
Mr. Gerard,
Yes.
Mr. Bernard,
Yes.
Mrs. Lopes?
Yes.
Dr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mayor View?
Yes.
Ms. Russo? Yes. Mr. Barcelo?
Yes.
Mr. Doubt?
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion carries. 25-9-3.
Two, Mayor? Personnel action.
Oh, 25-9-2. Thank you, Dr. Ware.
Totally okay. Report on personnel action taken and professional development. Ms. Deb Green, Director of HR, I'd like to invite her up to the podium.
Good evening. Your personnel report tonight covers the period of August 13th to August 27th. We had a total of 33 new hires, 22 resignations. 15 of those new hires were in Unit A, 9 of those in Unit E are paras, 3 of those in our substitute pool. As of yesterday, we have 57 active postings on Power School. 23 of those are teachers, 15 of those are in special ed, 13 paras or assistant teacher positions available, 6 of those in special ed, and 2 of those are assistant teachers. In addition, there are postings for food service, custodians, and 3 building assigned substitutes. And we are actively onboarding new employees every day. Thank you.
Thank you. Don.
Yes, I've been looking for it and I haven't found it yet. The Director of Secondary and Primary Curriculum, we hired those yet?
Mr. Mlath, we did not post for that position yet, as when we started the school year, we were waiting to see where the grants landed. The secondary position was the only position that remained in the budget, and we're evaluating that as we start the school year. My hope is that we will then post for it.
So we eliminated the content specialist, but we didn't replace them with anything.
We did. We replaced them with curriculum and instruction specialists at each of the schools, as well as 2 instructional coaches at each of the schools, so they're fully supported.
Well, if we don't have them now, we might not need them. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Mayor, if I could.
Doug Gerard.
Thank you. This is great news to see that the power school down to 57 here. I don't think it's been a long time since we had 57 openings. It's always been much greater. So that's just, it's great for the city that we're filling these positions and that people want to come work for the city of Chicopee. So great job, everybody, acquiring these people. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Just the
Sandra
professional education. At the end of August, we had 3 individuals attending 2 different programs, transitioning healthcare from pediatrics to adulthood, and the Thurston Food Show. And then coming up in September, we have the National Council of Local Administrators of the CTE program and a District Administrators Leadership Network for Women.
Thank you. Dr. Ware?
And I do not have any retirements to report this evening. I do believe some will come in the pipeline, but not any this evening.
Thank you. We'll move on to 25-9-3.
Report from the Facilities Subcommittee, presentation by Mr. Scott Chapdelaine, Director of Maintenance.
Good evening, everyone. Scott Chapdelaine, Director of Maintenance. You'll see the plan that we've forwarded to you tonight. This is something we talked about at my last quarterly meeting. We're trying to make a document where you guys can, the public, anyone can see the project, the ongoing projects, and kind of keep track of new ones that come into the pipeline. We will try to update this plan as new projects come on board. You can see from the front page, this is a comprehensive overview of the district's facilities management, current projects, future priorities. This plan outlines our team structure, budget, building inventory, ongoing initiatives, and strategic priorities for educational facilities to meet the needs of students and staff. So first of all, first time using the clicker up here. My maintenance team. So, I say this a lot at the end of my presentations a lot, but I really couldn't do what I do without the maintenance team I have. And, my assistant director, Keith Sullivan, who when we first met, we fit like gloves to each other, and everything I say, we finish each other's sentences. He's a great team member to have. My 3 admin staff, my clerks and my administrative assistant, Deb Wandis, and Tammy Martin and Marianne Keating, they manage the day-to-day in my office. They really are the first responders and get the first call. If calls come in, if anything happens, they handle it on their end. They take care of all the payroll, budgeting, they really let me do what I need to do to keep things running, and I really appreciate everything they do. My school messenger, who, it sounds crazy that we have a messenger that brings everything around, but we still, and in Chicopee, we still have to hand sign a lot of documents that go from office to office to get approval. I couldn't do it without her, and she's a very good worker. My 9 craftsmen, my 66 custodians. Some leaders work their entire career to get a team that works good together and you can trust. And I'm 7 years in, and I have a team that I trust with my life. You can see by the picture, I wanted to highlight a little that the Helen O'Connell building, which was really the home of the TV studio, when there was a TV studio before Comp was built, we took that over between when DuPont was renovated, and we actually converted that to offices in a warehouse. So now I stock all the products that we need throughout the schools, and we learned in COVID that was a huge benefit for us because we had a lot of supplies that other districts didn't, that we had in stock. Building portfolio, so as you know, 10 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and if I go back to elementary schools, we even have our brand new elementary school that was built in 1970, Stefanik School, which was the last school we built for elementary. Our middle schools are 2 brand new high schools that are pushing 20 years now. And of course, Chicopee Academy. And I want to bring up in this report that our current lease at Dulong does end next August. We have to give our landlord an answer by November, and I just want to make sure that that happens pretty soon because we really need a place to go. I know the city is working on a plan where we may take over another building in the city, and I'm a member of that committee, and it's moving forward. But I think no matter what, we're going to have to extend the lease in the building we're in, and I'm hoping those conversations happen pretty quick. You can see by the budget overview, I'm not doing a good job here. All right. So budget overview, you can see, basically I just wanted to show the different money that we spend and how we manage it all. We also have a revolving account, and that is basically like our rentals, our license agreements for after-school programs. All that money goes into a revolving account that we use to pay for our summer workers, special projects that we may need funding for, and at one point we even purchased vehicles from that funding. Major projects, as we all know, Berry Schools, moving forward, we're trying to get, we're at a schematic design phase now. We're hoping to pick a site pretty soon, whether it's Garrity Grove or Zatella Park. We're hoping that we can move forward with that pretty soon. The comp detention area and retaining wall, that was one of our capital improvements that we called Priority 1. The money was approved for that, and they are working on design of both projects. We're hoping to have a scope of the work and actually cost estimates by October, so then I can come in front of you to tell you what we think we're going to need for that entire project. Security camera upgrades. This was a major project that we tried getting done with ESSER money. We are ahead of schedule. Right now, basically, every new camera system is up and running at 13 schools. The last phase, which is 4 schools, we're still working on some punch list items before we do training for the staff there. And then the last 2 schools are in line to be finished by the end of September. Our door replacement project. So that project we did have a slight delay on getting the doors and all the hardware. That number's off right now. We're at 180 doors that are completed. We have a remaining 40 doors, and some of them do require asbestos and lead abatement because of the framing around the doors that's being replaced. And that will probably push that end of the project, which I think it's going to be about 20 doors, into vacation periods. That just the way it ended up. Air handling replacement projects at Bowie and Stryber. So as you know, we added heating and air conditioning with MERV 13 filters in the Stryber cafeteria and Bowie cafeteria. Those are both up and running. We're still working on some commissioning that goes on for any new equipment we put in, but they are up and running right now. Classroom air conditioning. So this was a big undertaking that we started in 2019. We probably got 4 or 5 buildings done, and then COVID hit, and we took about a 2-year hiatus from the project. And then in 2022, we started up again, and we are in our last school right now, and I'm glad to say that the entire second floor at Bellamy has air conditioning in every classroom. We are on the first floor now. We're hoping, it's probably going to be mid-October by the time we get them all completed. And just so everyone knows, since we did 9 buildings with air conditioning, basically with our in-house staff, we kind of jumped over a lot of classrooms that may have had a 20-year-old window unit in their room, but it was running and it's cooling the room. We're going to go back through. We purchased all the units for all the classrooms, and we're going to, as we get all the classrooms air conditioned, we'll have the crew go back through and replace all the old ones, because I know some teachers are concerned that their neighbor's got a brand new unit and they don't. But we're going to work on that and get that going. Phone system upgrades. As you know, we had a E911 compliance issue. We started that project through the IT department and Ron Rivett. Ron Rivett really took the handle on this one, and we are making all of our classrooms 911 compliant now. And again, similar, I didn't say this during the cameras, but cameras and phone system upgrades are slowly transitioning from the maintenance department over to IT, where they probably should be, because basically everything is IT based now. Our capital improvement priorities. So as I mentioned earlier, our priority 1, so we did get 2 projects approved in our priority 1, which are not listed there. Those are the comp detention area and retaining wall that were approved by City Council so far. We still have the track resurfacing, the energy management systems for both high schools, the back parking lot at Bow, which, please remember, these prices were in December of 2025. I'm sorry, February of 2025 is when we originally gave these prices. So these prices might have changed, and when we know the money's lined up and we go out to bid, we'll really be able to see how much all these projects are going to cost. Priority 2, track resurfacing, Belcher Univit upgrade, gym, cafeteria, air conditioners for all schools, since we have, basically we're down to 7 schools that don't have cafeterias and gymnasiums air conditioned, and we'd like to keep forward to keep all the schools equal. Priority 3, parking lot improvements at Bow and Zatella, Litwin gym floors, playground replacement at Bowie and Stryber. As you know, I think you probably have heard, we did get all the slides repaired at Bowie School finally. They made a new transition piece, and we were able to get it installed before school started. The only downfall is that playground is 25 years old, so we put new slides on it, but it's still, the rest of the plastic is very brittle, and I still, even though we just put new slides on it, I still would recommend full replacement of that entire structure. 3.8 million bond. So we have completed a lot of the projects for the bond. We still have some money left, and we're waiting to hear back from bond council if we can move this money or maybe take some projects off capital improvement that were listed on the bond to use those funds to pay for the capital improvement projects, but we haven't heard back from bond council if we're able to do that yet. So those projects are just waiting. Future planning initiatives. So we started a roof assessment. So we had a company come out and assess all roofs at actually 13 of our 15 buildings, because 2 of the buildings just had roofs done recently, so I'm not worried about them now. They're still under a 20-year warranty. The rest of our roofs are not on a 20-year warranty. So we had them looked at, and from that report, which is about a 1,500-page report for all 13 buildings, Keith Sullivan and I are going through that now, and I'm going to come back to you with a 2 to 10-year plan of what is recommended for replacement on some of our roofs. Playground improvements, same thing. We had an ADA study done on all our playgrounds, mainly because what was triggered from Bowie School, the complaint we had there about being ADA compliant. We had a study done, and the same thing. We're going through that document, trying to analyze how much each one of these improvements would cost. And just to give an example, like all of our schools have an ADA access into the building at one location. That location may not be close to the playground, so that's a violation of the ADA report. That's one of the violations that can come up. So we'd have to come up with another access to handicapped access or ADA access closer to the playground at all of our buildings that have playgrounds. So we're working on a price for that, and once we do that, that will probably be brought to you and then put into our capital improvement priorities. Security enhancements, that's another project that we got into when we did our security assessment. We have completed a lot of the suggestions that were basically like a low-hanging fruit that we could get fixed from the security assessment, but a lot of the suggestions were like more vestibules in our schools, which a lot of schools do not have vestibules, more key fob systems. This is all stuff that we're going to probably hire an architect to design for us, so we can come back with a price and tell you how much these security assessments or security improvements will cost. And last but not least on this slide, comprehensive facility assessment. So this was done in 2005. It was done by the Mount Vernon Group. It is a document that I've used throughout my 7 years here to look and analyze buildings. It's very helpful. It breaks every building down from like what it would need in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. If the building's not compliant, it's something else that I've talked to Dr. Ware, and I have the okay to start researching to get another study done on the assessment of our facilities. And I said last but not least, we also are working on, as we said before, the auxiliary repair for Bow School. So we're hoping next time MSBA ARP program opens that we'll be able to slide in new heat pumps in the cafeteria gymnasium along with a new roof. So we're working on the documentation for that, so we're ready when the program opens. So just an overview, some key takeaways. Our 81-member maintenance team, we maintain 16 buildings totaling over 1.5 million square feet. I really depend on a lot of our custodians to be the go-to people out of our buildings, working along with the principals. I regularly see my principals and our custodians, but I really rely on them to take care of all the day-to-day operations. They reach out to us when it's something they can't handle, and that's when it goes through the work order system. And, I do appreciate all my 81 members that work for the maintenance department. I went over our budget, our current projects, and future planning. So I guess I'm open for questions.
Grace.
Not so much a question, but I just wanted to thank you and your whole team for, it's insurmountable the amount of work between maintaining, improving, upgrading, and then troubleshooting as things come up. It's just like, sometimes whack-a-mole, I get it, and the team should really be commended for this comprehensive picture of all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are they here for the donation? Any other comments? Dr. McCarthy.
Yeah, just to echo Grace's gratitude for the work of your department. And I know your area of expertise is doing the work. So as someone who works in an environment where reports are frequently created, I just want to thank you for packaging everything up in an easily digestible form for us as well. I know that's not necessarily the first item on your to-do list, so it's truly helpful. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Ron Bernard.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, Mr. Chaplain, I just want to echo my colleagues that the amount of work that you guys do, sometimes it's unfathomable. The general public and even the people that work in the schools don't realize all the things that you guys do. And I know even our subcommittee meeting we had with you the other night, we went over even a lot more stuff than what we were showing tonight. It's just unbelievable. And I want to throw something at the mayor. I want to implore the mayor maybe, and I know we talked about this at other meetings before, in regards to playgrounds. And it seems that the costs and the maintenance of playgrounds falls on our shoulders in the school department, but we're not the only ones that use the playgrounds. The playgrounds are used by all our city residents, children, young teens and everybody else that goes over there. I know when I bring my grandchildren over there, they don't even live in Chicopee, but they use the one at Bowie when they're at my house. The point I'm trying to get to, Mr. Mayor, is I don't know if there's any way that we can collaborate with City Council on that side to share the burden of the upgrade and taking care of these playgrounds. So I'm kind of throwing that in your lap to see if you can approach the City Council about that.
Thank you. Just a point of information, I do believe that when it comes to facilities, they do all fall under the purview of the city. So I don't believe, and Scott can correct me, if there is a budget item or a line item in the school district's budget that pays for those, maybe some incidental repairs, like ordering some slides and other components that may make a playscape safe. But ultimately, when it comes to rebuilding or reconstructing, that would fall under the purview of the city. So that is already something that we are looking into. So I understand where you're coming from, and you did implore me. We are working on it, so thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Mayor.
Sandra Perret.
Mr. Chapdelaine, great presentation, and again, as my colleague said, a thank you to all the department, because our schools are old, and yet the staff keep them as pristine as possible, both the outside of the facility and the inside, so thank you. And just a question, is this report available to the public on our school website?
I'll take that. You're speaking about the facilities
Yes, this report.
It's under development, Ms. Perez. So once we actually finalize it, then the intention would be to have it posted.
It would be under
online.
development?
100%.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I'm going to finish my statement. I want to thank the facilities director for that presentation and your team for all their hard work in getting these schools ready for opening day. Jay Dowd.
Yes, Mayor. Scott, thank you so much for not just the presentation, for what you and your team are able to do every day. It goes for every group, but without you guys, the schools couldn't be open. So thank you for the work that you do. I guess I just had a question in regards to like the playground and the conversation that just happened. So if the city is responsible for replacing the playgrounds, if that's what it comes down to or whatever, I guess my question would be, I'm looking at it from a school's standpoint or whatever, and when we talk about the budget and how that may look over the next couple of years, I guess my question is how or why is it that the schools are the ones responsible for repairing I understand that the students use it, but if the city's responsible for the playgrounds, how is it that the city is responsible for like replacing them, but the schools are responsible for repairing them?
I'm not sure what the question is. We have an agreement with the school district. That's something that's traditionally happened that Scott could probably elaborate a little bit more on. So they maintain the grounds of the school district buildings and facilities, and the city maintains the parks. And there are some chargebacks. It's much more complicated than a quick answer on the floor here, but I'm not sure what you're actually asking me. The city is responsible for the facilities themselves, meaning building a new Berry school is not something that falls under the school district to pay for. It gets paid for through the city of Chicopee with the help of the MSBA, thank God. So
correct, but
I'm not sure what your question is.
The question is specifically about playgrounds. If the city is responsible for, should the playgrounds need to be replaced, ultimately that's the city's responsibility, is what we were just told, that there is no line item for that. So I guess my question is, what is the school committee's obligation or the line item for repairs to playgrounds if we're not responsible for installing them?
I can answer that a little bit, if it's okay.
Sure, I'm not sure what the question is, but go ahead.
So I believe what is being said is, Mayor, you just said that the city, the school, the playgrounds are under the city's purview, basically. So Mr. Dowd, I believe, is saying, well, if it's under their purview, then if something is broken, why don't we have the city fix it, not schools? I can say that a lot of our playgrounds that were put in over my 30 years of being here have not been a full burden on the city. A lot of them have been grants, fundraising that schools have done to make this happen. It's not a full burden on the city. It's always a combination. We would never go to the city. If we oversee the playground, we pay to get the playgrounds inspected for safety every single year. We get repairs done on the playgrounds every single year. We replace the mulch in the playgrounds every single year. That's all on the school department because we oversee the playgrounds that are at our schools. The only one that wouldn't come into play is Garrity Grove, which is a full Parks Department playground where Ben Strepka and I kind of split the years. One year he'll do wood chips, and his guys will spread them. One year we do the wood chips, and we spread them, but we kind of balance it back and forth. But normally anything that breaks in the playground, the maintenance department and the school department would estimate that price, and if it's something that falls into my budget where we had money to fix, we would never go to the city to say, hey, this slide is broken for $1,000 or whatever, because it's just, we oversee it. We basically oversee the playground.
And if I'll elaborate a little too, it's just like the actual 81 employees in the facilities department that oversee the school actual structures, the bricks and mortar. They also oversee the grounds and maintenance. So that's where it comes in. But when it comes to, I'll say, replacing the boilers in the building, if Scott doesn't have it in his budget, he would come to the capital committee of the city to pay for. So I'm not sure if that answers your question, but I think that's what the understanding and the relationship between the school district and the city of Chicopee as one department under the purview of the city. So I hope that helps.
It helps. It answers the question. I just, as we sit here and we hear in the meetings about the potential budgetary restraints, moving forward over the next couple of years, it seemed a logical question to ask, that the schools, the funding for the schools and everywhere is going to be tough, but figuring out what ultimately is the school's responsibility versus the city was why the question was asked. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Just a point of information, but please understand, this is our community. It's not, this is one department of the city as a whole, and there are substantial, and you just heard them, there's substantial capital needs that our school district buildings need. It was pointed out by, I think, school committee member Sandra Perret that our facilities are dated, they're old, and they do need, and they do a tremendous job of upkeep and making them look the best that they could possibly be in preparation for opening day. And I commend you for that in your team. And so thank you for what you do. But there also, and I'm happy to see that there is going to be a capital needs priority list moving forward and up to that 10-year plan. The city provides, all departments provide a 5-year. And it's wonderful to hear that we're going to be looking into being proactive with roof replacements and other, I'll say, the necessities of making sure that our buildings are safe, comfortable learning environments is the goal. So thank you, Scott, for what your team does. Next question, I saw a hand down the mouth.
Before I go on to my questions, I just want to, for a point of information for some of the newer members of the board, there is a cost chargeback system in order. It should probably go to the facility, the finance subcommittee to be explained to the members, but we pay for certain things to use parks, so forth and so on, and it was a formula that was developed. That's part of this. Okay, I'll go on to my questions now. Scott, you've mentioned to me a couple times about the bond council. My question is, who's in charge of the bond council and when do they plan on meeting? If you know, or is that you?
The answer that I can give you is that it runs out of the treasurer's office, so that has been in communication with the treasurer department, and unfortunately I don't have an answer for you right now, but I think our treasurer is in constant communication with bond council. I don't know when they meet, but when we have questions, we send them her way.
Because this is what, the second month or third month that you've mentioned the bond council, you're waiting on them to use the money that's already sitting there. That could get the track and probably the heating system fixed, and we could move on and take that off the list. That bond's been sitting out there since Cost was in the office.
2019, July of 2019.
Time that it gets used and put to bed. The MSBA, I see on your slide, you're saying 26, but I was told that it was every 2 years, so that means it won't be until 27.
Correct. I said when the ARP program opens again. It probably shouldn't have said 2026, but I will be ready by 2026.
Okay, thank you. And then there was one other thing that you said you're going to transfer some items to the IT department. Is the stuff that you're transferring to the IT department, the phones and the cameras and stuff, has that been accepted by the city side? Because that's the IT department's the city side at this point. Has that been discussed, I guess?
I can answer that.
Yes,
We
please.
share the IT department, so that's been in communication when the old director was here, who's no longer here. Now it's over to Mr. Ron Rivet. So both the phones and the cameras are something that the IT department is fully aware of, and so that there has been communication about that.
Okay, and then the last question on that is, have we gone out to find a new IT director?
That we have not gone out. I think right now we are looking at a possible audit, and I'm going to put it out there because there's some conversations that we had with the current interim, Mr. Rivet, around the capacity and what they're going to be expected to do, not just because of the inheritance of these two projects, but more so because of, I think it's been a long time coming of auditing the department and seeing improving how we do business throughout the city and then specifically with the school department.
Okay.
So we actually have just engaged a company to do an assessment of our IT department and look at certain things that I'm not comfortable talking about tonight.
That's
So
fine.
we'll share that.
I'm not gonna
That's in
push
the
on it.
works as we speak.
Thank you. And-
Mayor, if I could,
Yeah, Doug Gerard. Oh, Don has the floor. Don, you all set?
Yeah, I got one more thing. My wife tells me I have to work on this, so I'm going to work on it tonight. Scott, you did a great job with this presentation, and I'd like to commend your craftsmen and your custodians for the work they've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Don, and thank your wife for me, please.
And Doug Gerard, you have the floor.
thank you, Mayor. I just want to make a comment, how tremendous it is that, a team led by Scott and Sully and the superintendent and yourself, Mayor, how committed and aware the city of Chicopee is to maintain our buildings at a level where the students are safe, the teachers are safe, they have good working conditions. In my tenure, just being on the board, the improvements that have been made are just unbelievable. We're talking air conditioning in all these schools, new doors, new camera systems, new phone system, and it's all around the safety and the working conditions for our students and our staff. So this is just a total team effort, in my opinion, and it's one that shouldn't go unnoticed. So just great job, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Any other comments? Thank you again, Scott.
I just have one comment I need to respond to. The comment about the 5-year, 10-year, and 15 plan. This is nothing new that I've talked about or even directors of maintenance before me have talked about, but this is the first time a superintendent has listened and said, tell me your 5-year, 10-year, 15 plan, and let me help you get the money to do this. This is the first time a superintendent has done this for me. So it's not something new, it's something we've talked about forever, but it's the first time it's happened.
Thank you for that.
That's happening, and it's great that we're aware of all these issues with the buildings and trying to do what we can to keep them up to code and up to date and safe. Thank you.
Thank you. So before we move on with the agenda, I see that Principal Michelle Pete and the Fairview Elementary team are here for an item that's on the agenda, and I was hoping that someone could make a motion, because it is a school night, to get you.
Which one?
It's 25-9-8.
We move 25-9-8 to next
Out of
item.
order?
Out of order.
So we have a motion to move 25-9-8, which is the donation of $10,000 from Stop and Shop Supermarket to Fairview Veterans Memorial Elementary School, and have that be approved. Any discussion? So the motion is to take it out of order. We'll take a roll call.
Mrs. Perrette?
Yes.
Schofield?
Yes.
Mr. Lamoth?
Yes.
Mr. Gerard?
Yes.
Mr. Bernard?
Yes.
Mrs. Lopes?
Yes.
Dr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mayor View?
Yes.
Ms. Russo?
Yes.
Mr. Barcelo?
Yes.
Mr. Doubt?
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion carries. 25-9-8.
Move that the donation of $10,000 from Stop and Shop Supermarket LLC to Fairview Veterans Memorial Elementary School be approved.
Susan, can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Any discussion or comments? Dr. Ware.
Thank you. I know Ms. Pete and also our family and community engagement officials are here this evening, so thank you for being here. This is a program that is currently at the Fairview Elementary School. It started last year, and it's one that is called Nourish and Flourish. We do have a packet of information that we'll be sending via email so that the school committee is being kept abreast, and we will have a future presentation by our individuals. However, they're here this evening just in case if they want to speak to specifically the benefits of their program. If anyone wants to. If any school committee member had questions, they're here
So
for
if
the
anyone
questions.
has any questions, they're here to answer. Anyone have a question or comment that they'd like to ask? Susan.
Yes, when I toured a month or so ago, I believe you made mention of this program. Is that the one where we're providing food for our families? Yeah.
Oh, can you come up to the mic? Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. To bring this lower. Thank you for having us this evening. And yes, that is correct. If you look at our population, we have almost 70% of our population that are low income. And so both one of my counselors, actually the other one's not here tonight, but they both took a large portion of this idea under their wings. And Carrie Lee Lincoln-Hoker, our family liaison, we kind of, as we met weekly, we talked about the needs of our kids, and we've put a lot of emphasis on the social emotional well-being of our kiddos at Fairview, and this just kind of embodies what we try to do every day. And so this was definitely a labor of love. It's been a lot of volunteer time from both my counselors, from my family liaison, and from one of our wonderful moms, who is a mom of our triplet boys. And so we appreciate her so much because she gives her time to volunteer. And I just want to, I was hoping, Ms. Lopes, to just have Carrie share, and I know it's not the whole description of the program, but just how many kids this has affected and how many families, and the reason why this $10,000 is so important to continue to keep the program going. I don't know, Carrie, if you just wanted to share just the numbers. I think it's really important.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So we started our program back in March, and we anticipated this program to serve maybe 50 families. Like, that's kind of what we went into looking at. So for the month of March, we had 64 households sign up, and that served 216 individuals. For the month of April, we had 170 families signed up, which was a total of 644 individuals. In May, we had 212 families signed up, which was 772 individuals that were receiving meals from us at Fairview. So in the month of June, we had 208 families, which were 751 individuals. And those were meals sent home for families every Friday afternoon.
Don, do you have a question?
Do you work at all with Lorraine's Soup Kitchen or the food pantry on East Street?
Correct. So we work in collaboration with the food pantry. Lorraine's Soup Kitchen is our sponsor.
Okay.
So our funding, like any money that we use, goes through Lorraine's. But our food products at this point come from the Food Bank of Western Mass, as well as we received a couple smaller donations from like Aldi's, Big Y, where we're being able to use a little bit of supplementation for our needs.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sandra Perret.
The $10,000 donation is quite significant. How was Stop and Shop recruited for this? How did they hear about it?
So when we first came up with the idea or this concept of having this program, we initially applied through a program through Stop and Shop, but didn't actually hear back from them. So we continued to look to see what other resources there were available to us. So we reached out to the Food Bank of Western Mass, where we made that connection. Stop and Shop reached out towards the end of last year, saying they were following up regarding our requests. We had a Zoom meeting with them, explained our program, shared our numbers, and they came back saying they'd love to continue to support us or offer us more support with the $10,000 in gift cards, which will help us supplement for items that we can't get through the food bank. more protein items, more allergy-friendly items, gluten-free items, things that are expensive to purchase that aren't always available for us through the food bank.
That's wonderful. Do we send them a thank you for their generous donation?
We will right after approval happens, or if approval happens.
Any other questions or comments or discussion? Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you. So we have a motion to approve the donation. Could I take a roll call, please?
Mrs. Perrette?
Yes.
Mrs. Schofield?
Yes.
Mr. Lamothe?
Yes.
Mr. Gerard?
Yes.
Mr. Bernard?
Yes.
Mrs. Lopes?
Yes.
Dr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mayor View?
Yes.
Ms. Russo?
Yes.
Mr. Barcelo? Mr. Dowd?
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. 25-9-4.
Move that a letter be sent to the City Council informing them of the schools department's capital improvement priorities as recommended by the Facilities Subcommittee.
Grace, can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Any discussion or comments? Don?
I believe we sent the letter once before, but I thought that it was one of those deals where it has to go through your office, doesn't it?
Sorry, I was distracted. She's dropping off some bags.
I'll wait.
What's the question?
Well, we have sent the letter once before about trying to get capital improvement, and I was under the opinion that it had to go to your office in order to initiate the process.
So just for the viewing audience and for everyone here on the school committee, what has happened is the city over the years prior to me being mayor, and what I continue that tradition is we create a capital needs committee. All the departments meet and we talk about what the needs are for each year. They bring their 5-year plans and we go through them as a committee and look at them and evaluate them. And we are very much aware of exactly what the school district needs. I am aware. I think this is a formality. If you would like to, I'm not sure why it's on the agenda or who put it there, but I would suggest that if you feel that it's in moving for support to the council of what's coming forward. The Capital Needs Committee will be meeting very shortly. I know that Scott is a member of that committee. Scott, you've been invited to be a member of the committee, or Dr. Ware? Dr. Ware has. So I know that the school committee as a district is, I'm sorry, the school district is represented by Dr. Ware on the Capital Needs Committee. I don't know if that answered your question.
So this letter will get sent to the capital needs, or is it just going to go to the city council as a whole?
Just again, I did not write this order.
Well, okay,
And the
to
order
superintendent.
is saying that you want to send this to the facilities, by the facilities subcommittee to the city council. I had nothing to do with the order, so.
So I guess the question I'm asking, is that the right place for it to go, or should we amend it to go to the right place?
You could send it to the facilities, the Capital Needs Committee, you could send it to me, you could send it to all three. Again, I didn't prepare
Okay.
the agenda or this order, so.
I'd like to make amendment to send it to all three.
Okay, so there's an amendment to send a letter to the city council, to the mayor, and to the Capital Needs Committee, informing them of the school department's capital improvement priorities. Dr. McCarthy.
Just to provide a little context about the letter itself, in our facilities subcommittee meeting this past week here, it came to light, although this is secondhand, I was not present at any of the voting, but the city council had voted or reviewed and discussed a couple of the items on the priority list, but it was not clear to us that the entire city council was made aware of the entire priority list. And so what we wanted to do was reiterate that I do believe a letter had been sent in the past, but these items on the priority list had been voted on last November, and we just wanted to make sure that the entire city council was aware. I believe the Capital Improvements Committee is a subset of that and includes other people, but we wanted to ensure that the entire legislative body of the city of Chicopee was aware of what each of these items were. I have no problem with your amendment, but that was the intention of naming that recipient.
Thank you. Any other discussion or comments? Susan?
Yes, and thank you to Dr. McCarthy for coming up with a sample letter that we in the facilities received, and I read it, and I thought it was well done.
Thank you, Dr. McCarthy, and thank you, Susan. We'll take a roll call.
Mrs. Perrette?
Yes.
Mrs. Schofield?
Yes.
Mr. Lamoth?
Yes.
Mr. Gerard?
Yes.
Mr. Bernard?
Yes.
Mrs. Lopes?
Yes.
Dr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mayor View?
Yes.
Ms. Russo?
Yes.
Mr. Barcelo? Mr. Doubt?
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion carries. New business 25-9-5.
Move that the bills warrant S082225 totaling $387,370.30 be approved.
Doug, can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. And Jay, could you read the warrants into the official record, please?
Absolutely. So this evening we'll be voting on 2 warrants. I will read the total of those 2 warrants combined, and then we'll vote on them individually. For athletics, $12,152. Food services, $118,198. General expenses, $431,564. Grants, $1,267,481. Maintenance, $421,921. Reimbursements, $2,796. Special education, $2,231. Student activities, $1,836. Telecommunications, $9,776, for a grand total of the 2 warrants totaling $2,267,959.
Thank you. Any discussion on the first warrant? The first warrant we'll be voting on is warrant S082225, totaling $387,370. Seeing none, we'll take a roll call.
Mrs. Perrette?
Yes.
Mrs. Schofield?
Yes.
Mr. Lamoth?
Yes.
Mr. Gerard?
Yes.
Mr. Bernard?
Yes.
Mrs. Lopes?
Yes.
Dr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mayor View?
Yes.
Ms. Russo?
Yes.
Mr. Barcelo? Mr. Doubt?
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion carries. 25-9-6.
Move that the bills warrant S082925 totaling $1,880,589.62 be approved.
Sandra, can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Any discussion or comments? Susan?
May I briefly make mention of some of the warrants that are going to need our approval this evening on these 2 warrants? Some of them were $999 to the American Heart Association, which included CPR training for 27 people in our district, $9,450 for some summer tutors, $8,760 for new desks at the academy. We have a great Chicopee business, MJ Theriault, that does a lot of paving and asphalt repairs at Belcher, Lambert, and Bellamy for a total of $7,725. 6 warrants were to McGraw-Hill for our social studies curriculum. $407,461 for camera and door replacements, and $21,166 was right now to the Colliers project, which was the owner's project manager for the Berry School building, new building.
Thank you. Any other discussion or comments? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call.
Mrs. Perrette?
Yes.
Mrs. Schofield?
Yes.
Mr. Lamoth?
Abstain.
Mr. Gerard?
Yes.
Mr. Bernard?
Yes.
Mrs. Lopes?
Yes.
Dr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mayor View?
Yes.
Ms. Russo?
Yes.
Mr. Barcelo? Mr. Doubt?
Yes.
10 yes, 1 abstained.
Motion carries. 25-9-8. Oh, I'm sorry, 7.
Move that the donation of approximately 800 pairs of Brunt Work boots valued at $40,000 from Brunt Workwear to the Career and Technical Education Department be approved.
Deanna, could I get a motion?
Motion to approve?
I have a motion to approve. Any discussion or comments?
Mayor?
Sure. I had Sandra first, and then Doug, and then Jay.
Okay.
Again, this is a great donation for our students because it's important to have the proper footwear when they're working in the CTE, some of the CTE programs, and I commend whoever reached out to secure this donation to our students.
Thank you. Doug Gerard.
Thank you. I was just to echo Mrs. Perret's comments, just to maybe we could send them a thank you note as well, or letter. This is huge for the career and technical education department.
Thank you. Any other discussion or comments? Don?
Yes, trying to improve myself once again. I'd like to say thank you to Carl Ingram, because he's the one who wrote the letter saying that his donation was for the $40,000. And he said it's approximately, well, if you do the math, it's about $50 a boot. So it's probably, big donation. So thank you.
Yeah, I estimated at 40,000, so that's wonderful. Any other comments? Sandra,
Just
second time.
reiterate a thank you to Mr. Ingram as the writer of the letter. He's probably the person who reached out to secure the donation, so that's wonderful.
Thank you. Any other discussion or comments? Susan?
As someone who wears work boots to work every day, this is incredible. I'm jealous.
Wonderful. And again, we have a motion to approve the donation. We'll take a roll call.
Mrs. Perret?
Yes.
Mrs. Schofield?
Yes.
Mr. Lamothe?
Yes.
Mr. Gerard?
Yes.
Mr. Bernard?
Yes.
Mrs. Lopes?
Yes.
Dr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mayor View?
Yes.
Ms. Russo?
Yes.
Mr. Barcelo? Mr. Doubt?
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Executive session.
Move that the school committee adjourn into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law C-30A-S 21A-7 to comply with or act under the authority of a general or special law, approval of executive session minutes, and periodic review of non-disclosed minutes, and pursuant to MGL C-30A-S 21A-3 to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining, Chicopee Education Association, Unity Paraprofessionals. We will not reconvene in open session. The chair declares that the executive session is necessary to protect the bargaining position of the committee.
So we have a motion to send the school committee and to adjourn into executive session. We'll take a roll call.
Mrs. Perret?
Yes.
Mrs. Schofield?
Yes.
Mr. Lamothe?
Yes.
Mr. Gerard?
Yes.
Mr. Bernard?
Yes.
Mrs. Lopes?
Yes.
Dr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mayor View?
Yes.
Ms. Russo?
Yes.
Mr. Barcelo? Mr. Doubt?
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.